You have probably seen tons of videos online on how to improve your fluency in English in 2 months. But here's the harsh truth. You cannot improve your fluency in English unless you give it time. And the more time you give it, the better you're going to become at it. So this is the truth about improving your fluency in English. Now, I see a lot of people looking for ways to improve their English very fast, very quickly. Maybe they want to take 2 months or 3 months to complete their English fluency and sound like a native speaker. But one thing that they fail to recognize is that they are actually not considering one important part, which is being consistent and being consistent with some very limited practices. Now, I see a lot of people looking for ways to tons of ways to improve their English fluency. Like they are looking for two, three, four, five, or maybe countless ways or practices to improve their fluency with, but they fail to be consistent with those practices in the long run. Because if you have a lot of tons of practices to practice with, then you are definitely going to fail in keeping up with the process. Because if you have so much unlimited practices to practice with, then you are going to leave halfway through. But if you have one practice or two or some limited practices, then you are definitely going to keep up with those practices. And in the long run, you're going to make a lot of improvements. And this is the key to improving your English fluency. Now, one more thing to consider is that you should be realistic when it comes to improvement of your English. I see a lot of people online, they're creating contents and videos on memorizing some words or some 10 or 20 expressions to improve your English to sound more like a native speaker. But I don't think it's the correct way to improve your English because you can never get to a fluent level with just 20 words or just 20 expressions. It's quite impossible. It just looks impossible. You should be aware, you should be realistic about your improvement. You should be very patient with the process and you should know that you are going to make a lot of mistakes and you are going to face a lot of troubles halfway through. But if you are consistent with one practice with some limited resources, then definitely there's success on the path for you. So you should be a lot, realistic. You should be consistent with some limited practices when it comes to improvement of your fluency, and you should be able to know your limits. You should be able to be patient, know your limits, and keep the process up until you get success in the long run. And it is so important for the ones who are beginners of learning English or people who do know English but they want to improve their fluency in it. It is quite important for them to consider some tips. And the biggest tips that I shared in this video are so helpful. If you consider, adding these tips to your mindset of improving your fluency in English, then it is going to be it is going to have a lot of impact on your English fluency in the long run.